Okay, we're live on Facebook.
Good morning, Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to be with you here this morning. Good morning, Woo.
Grand Rising family. My sister Amealya, Grand Rising.
Good morning, Sister Teresa. Good morning, Nigel. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Amelia.
So good to see all the smiling faces. I'm very excited to be with you all this morning. I invite you to have your paper, your journal, your pens, your water to stay hydrated. And if you're like me, some extra coffee to boost my energy this morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, everyone. Just so great, so grateful to be here today. Welcome in, Nadine.
What does your listening audience and watching audience need to bring with them today?
They can bring their journal, your favorite journal. This is one of mine. Your pen, make sure you have your water with you. And again, your perfect beverage of choice for me this morning, it's coffee. So I invite you in for this amazing session we're gonna have exploring our inner light and our why to continue to express it.
Morning, Ma. How you doing?
Good morning. Welcome, welcome. We are at day 378. Day 378. It's been an amazing journey, an amazing, amazing journey. And I'm so excited to be here and share with you all today. Again, just a reminder to have your journals, your pen, some water, and your morning beverage. Good morning, Facebook. Thank you all for joining today.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Good morning again, everyone. My name is Amealya Blake, and it is my honor and pleasure and gift to share with you this morning on your why to win. Welcome in Facebook. Just a reminder to have with you today a journal, a pen, some water to maintain your hydration, and if you're like me, your morning coffee or tea. Today, we are going to just take a journey inward to explore our inner light and our why to allow us to keep that going. My name is Amealya Blake. I've been a nurse for about 20 years now. Every time I say that, I can't believe it. But a little over 20 years now. And in the last year during COVID, I decided to add to my nursing by becoming certified as a meditation coach. So today we are going to do some mindfulness experience that's going to be incorporated in our session this morning. I am loving all the Woo TV comments, Coach Cheryl. Loving it, loving it. So recently I saw this post that had an acronym for the term SMILE. Shine my inner light effortlessly. My first thought was, why have I not heard that acronym before? I'm going to just invite you to put that acronym in the chat. Smile my inner light effortlessly. When I read that post and I saw that acronym, the questions that were coming up for me was shining. How do I shine my inner light? And how do I do that effortlessly? So I'm going to invite you guys to just type in the chat, what does your inner light mean to you? What does the term inner light mean to you specifically? Or someone can come off mute and share with me, what does inner light mean to you?
Yes, maybe we can do that because people are thinking about it. And after they think, then they have to get their fingers to work. So I don't see any hands raised, so I'm going to jump out there and see who's here. I'm going to invite, how about, is Louise, are you able to come off of mute?
Hi, good morning. Right, let me see if I could actually, let's see if I could come on camera. Hold on. Okay. All right. Morning.
Hi.
Okay. So I guess the question is shining. How do you shine your inner light, correct?
No, what does inner light mean to you? The term inner light, what does it mean to you?
Oh, to me, it just means like it's like your authentic self, just, and especially from a positive perspective, from a positive perspective. I look at people and sometimes I see their inner light shining, like you have it, and so many people in Woo, and I see the positivity, the love, the zest for life, and to be able to fulfill the most best part of yourself. So I kind of look at it from you're doing your best to live your best life from an authentic place, from a loving place, positive. And so that's what I kind of feel the inner light looks like.
Awesome. Excellent, excellent. I love that. And I want to just, something that I picked up in your share. You said, I have this inner light, I'm radiating it. But we all have that inner light within us. Each and every one of us have our own unique individual light that they're able to express. So I loved that authentic self, because I know you, Louise, and I see your authentic self always shining through. So you as well have that spark of inner light within you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, Akinyofu, can we read a couple of the comments around inner light?
Take myself off of mute. All right, I'm going back. I see Jacqueline says the essence of love within. Hattie says keeping an open heart, show the love I have inside. Adam says inner light means taking care of self to me. Ariane says your best positive self. Cheryl says the light of the Creator shining through me, all the highest vibrations, thoughts, behaviors being present.
I love that. Those are all excellent explanation, examples of your inner light. I'm going to share inner light in the sense of your authentic self and your true purpose. When you're connecting with your authentic self and your truest purpose, you allow that light to be expressed even more. Now, I've been on this journey intentionally for the last 10 years of working to connect myself to my inner light. Now, as with most things in life, the catalyst that started my intention with this journey was the loss of my dad. About 11 years ago, my dad was kidnapped, and later we found out presumed murdered. And we say presumed murdered because we were not able to recover his body. Now, this is an 11-year journey in this experience. When it first happened, a lot of the things that happened within myself and within my family, we turned inward. We started questioning, why does these things happen? How is that impact on me, right? The catalyst that pushed me towards the person you see in front of you now was one of the greatest tragedy that I've experienced in my life so far, and hopefully not anymore. But that experience, that incident, it pushed me inward. Now, it's been a journey, as with all things. And when this event happened, I didn't think of it as, oh, this was a catalyst that was pushing me into a greater purpose. It was pushing me into a deeper connection with myself. When it first happened, it was grief, pain, stress, all of those emotions that comes with when a tragedy happens in your life. Today, we're going to kind of explore a bit some of the catalysts that can happen in life that pushes us towards finding and connecting to that inner light, and then getting to the point where you can start to express that effortlessly in a way. So a catalyst could come in many different ways. It can come as a source of inspiration. It could come from loss. It could come from getting married, giving birth. A catalyst can come in many different forms. Again, oftentimes it may come in the form of a tragedy that then pushes you into learning more about who you are, but also learning more of how to connect with that inner reserve, that inner strength within yourself. And again, we're going to explore that a little bit more today. So let's get started with just a mindful moment. I like to start everything off with a mindful moment. It gets us grounded in the present and allow the experience or what we're going to have to come through effortlessly and with grace. So wherever you are, I invite you to just get still for a moment. And if you're willing, to bring your eyes to a close. And we're going to just connect with 3 deep breaths. So let's just take a deep breath in, holding that breath, and then breathing out. Let's take another deep breath in, taking that deep breath in, holding it, and breathing out. Another deep breath in. And I want you to bring to mind an experience that you've had in your life's journey, a catalyst. It could have been getting married, as I said, having kids, an inspiration, a loss of a loved one. Just bring an idea to mind of something that shifted you into a different version of yourself, a greater version of yourself. Hold that experiencing mind, release it, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So we're going to go into breakout rooms, and we're going to discuss that catalyst that came to mind for you. when we go into that breakout room, I would like you to share your name, your age, and then that catalyst that came to mind for you. Now, we've all collectively have gone through one of the greatest catalysts of our experience, and that was the COVID-19 pandemic. Oftentimes when something happens, it's happening to you as an individual, but this catalyst of the pandemic happened to everyone all at the same time. It created a shift of us. It created a shift into a different way of thinking, a different way of being, a different way of looking at the world. The catalyst that you choose to share when you go into the breakout room, it could be from the COVID-19, or it could just be a personal experience that you've had in your life. And later on, again, we're going to explore how these experiences have pushed us into a greater version of ourselves and pushed us closer to connecting with that inner light within. Can you, when you're ready, just let me know. Is there any questions regarding going into the breakout room, or would you like to read a few more of the chats before we go in, Kenyofu?
No, well, I'm not gonna read the chat. Maybe John Carl can. I'm moving people around to make this an even 3.
Awesome. So while Kenyofu does that, which there's going to be 3 people in a breakout room, maybe Mr. Martin, you can read a few of the comments that was coming up in the chat. Thank you.
John Carl?
Yes, I'm here. I was copying that verbiage that Amelia just shared, sharing the requirements when you go into the breakout room. I posted that in the chat. And as we go back and look at the chat now, I have Diane here. And again, Amelia, to be clear on what it is you want me to share from the chat, so I don't go back to something that was addressed before.
Just any of the comments that came up around catalyst.
Catalyst, thank you. Nothing in the chat in regards to catalyst. I did see a couple comments from before though, if you wanted, to hear about that as far as the inner light. And Diane, who said, the essence of yourself, you bring light and warmth into relationships and spaces. I thought that was pretty cool. And Jacqueline says, her first thought was the church song, "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine." The soul, the love, God, the God within me, that I am. And
Ready, if you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right, just admitting somebody else. So I have, with the addition of this person when they land, I'll have all rooms, I have 3 people right now. One of the rooms says 2. Okay, now all 3 have 3. I am setting it for 15 minutes.
And 1 second, Kenyofu, I saw a question that says, why do you need the age? So I didn't actually share my age when I started. I am 40 years young as of this month. And when we share our age, and we like to do face rights, so it's sharing your name and age. And an age is simply just where you are on the continuum of life, right? That's all it really means. Where are you on this continuum of your journey in this life experience?
Okay, so 15 minutes for the rooms. You're going to go in automatically, and you'll have 15 seconds to come out. So you get a 15-second countdown. I'm opening now.
Awesome, thank you. See you all shortly.
All right, one room is back to 2 people. All right, there you go. Oh, I put Amelia in the breakout room. That wasn't my original intention. Let me get her out of here. Can I? All right, well, we're here.
I'll call her back from her background information.
Thank you. And Nicole is here. So Nicole, how come I don't see you? Oh, there she goes. All right.
Hi, Kenyofu. I just invited Gina and the other person that was in my breakout room to come back to the main room, and we'll have our discussion here, okay?
Okay, sure. And Anjali is here with us. Anjali, folks have gone into breakout rooms, and we consider this main space as a breakout room.
Yes.
Just
Hello, Anjali. All right. Welcome back, Candace. So Candace, I'm actually going to invite you to share about a catalyst that you've experienced in your life and what that meant for you. So again, your name, your age, and a catalyst that you experienced in your life that kind of shifted you in a different version of yourself where you were able to kind of move into that inner light. And if it's still new for you, you can just share about a catalyst that you've experienced in your life.
Well, I would say that the catalyst, and it was difficult for me to think of one actually, to be quite honest, but the catalyst that I would say was my experience with BTT. I've never joined a female group before and have never successfully had a village of women to support my own inner growth and vulnerabilities and strengths, as well as observing and excavating the weaknesses that exist. And so joining BTT would be the shift, the catalyst that allowed me to be standing here this morning more grounded and clear about my purpose and about my desire to be a leader.
I love that. For those of us who are not familiar, can you share what BTT stands for?
Sure, without a doubt. Be the Tree is a female group, and it is an opportunity for women to convene and excavate, look at their lives, and grow together. It is a rite of passage group. And so we go through literally 12 weeks, 4 months worth of getting together in clusters, getting together on meetings, and then and really diving into ourselves and each other in order to grow using specific tools that are taught to us. And then we're able to then use those tools and manifest our better selves. So it's a process that in the beginning, I had no idea that it would take me up from off the floor. I literally was on the floor in my self-esteem and in my place, especially with COVID, but it had been decades of being stagnant and stuck. And I had no idea that it would be able to manifest what it has. So a special group that, I don't know why, everybody doesn't know about it and everybody doesn't join, because it seems as if what I'm experiencing and have experienced might be normal for women, right? Based on how we live our lives in the society. So I'm sure that there are many sisters out there who need that extra support and help to reach their higher self, and you need the catalyst, right, to bring about the change.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And really, thank you for sharing about Be the Tree. So for those of you who are not familiar, as Candace says, it's a rites of passage group that acts as a catalyst for these women to help guide themselves into their greater self, into their greater purpose. So it sounds like that came at the right moment for you, and has helped you in many different ways by teaching you many different tools.
Absolutely, it certainly has, and I'm still amazed. I'm still amazed that the transformation occurred because I was completely on the floor. That's the only way I can describe it, in my self-esteem and being stagnant in my own life.
Thank you for sharing that. And what would you say as you've come through that catalyst and you're still going through the journey of it, right? Because it's a continuous unfolding. What would you say you've learned about yourself in the sense of a greater purpose for you, or moving closer to that inner self, your inner self? What have you learned in that way? Have you identified what that purpose would be?
Absolutely, I was able to do that. I'm a teacher and I've taught since I was a child. I had a blackboard in the backyard that my parents purchased for me. I only wanted to be either a teacher, a journalist, or an attorney. I've achieved two of those things. And so being a teacher for 20 years and being a leader in the classroom and I feel pretty grounded and successful as a teacher and what I've done for young people in the classroom. But I did not allow myself, through fear, did not allow myself to grow, to advance, despite having an inclination that I needed to do so, that I wanted to do so. I had fear allow me to stay stagnant within the classroom. And so now I'm willing to activate and to take the risk, no matter what the consequences, the risk of getting the skills, honing the skills to continue to lead, because I can do more than I have done. I've poured into young people, and I have the ability to lead a school. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just about to begin my graduate school. I'm registering for classes this very week.
Congratulations. Congratulations. What I heard within your share is your catalyst allowed you to step closer to that purpose, and that purpose is leading and guiding and teaching others. And just really congratulations for just doing the work that it took to get you to that place, pushing through the fear that I heard you mention, and then getting to that other side by stepping into those aspects of yourself that the world needs. The thing with your inner light and your inner purpose, it's not for you, right? Yes, it's for you because you're the one it's coming through, but it's really for those who are going to be benefiting from you pushing through that fear and allowing that purpose that was put into you that only you can express to come through. So thank you.
Others, right? In service of,
Yes.
we align and are able to then, yes, utilize and grow, right? So it's in service of others. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Candace, for sharing. Thank you. Gina, would you like to share about a catalyst that you've gone through?
Sure. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I was thinking it was at 42, I got diagnosed with hypertension, and then that also led to finding out that I had a thyroid condition. And I would say that was a catalyst, especially the hypertension, because I just remember thinking like, wow, I'm too young for this. I can't, this is something that could stay with me for the rest of my life. This could have so many other, lasting effects. And here I am, another statistic, a Black woman, with high blood pressure. And so, and it also was something that was like lots of people in my family had it. And I really thought that I was living a way so that I would not wind up, with this sort of diagnosis and this sort of condition. And so with that diagnosis, it really got me to start to listen to my body. I started to, really go seriously. I always dabbled in everything. I never did anything continuously. So I used to run for a little while, then I stopped doing that. And I would walk, and then I would stop walking, and I would, do whatever I would do. I would dabble in it. But that made me start to take my health seriously. And I joined a yoga studio. And, for the first time, I didn't just dabble and do some exercise for a little while. I actually got into it and found that it was actually so much more than my body that was going, that the crisis wasn't in my body, that the crisis was more spiritual more of a soul crisis going on, and it just was showing up in my body. And so I then also started meditating, and I started just taking time for myself, which is something I never, ever, ever would do, and just learning. I, decided to try to learn about the mechanics of the body and also the things that go on behind the scenes, underneath the surface. I would say that was my catalyst. That's what I would say.
Now that is a very powerful catalyst, right? Oftentimes it can come in the form of health challenges, and yours showed up in the form of health challenges. But what you said that really resonated deeply, really resonated deeply, was that it was a spiritual soul crisis that you were going through that manifested in these physical symptoms. And once that happened, then you were able to now focus on your own health and start to practice with consistency those things that would help get over this health challenge.
Yeah, yeah, that is what happened. I mean, it's still a work in progress, even though I'm 53, so it's 11 years of still figuring things out. But it's definitely been a big shift for me. It's definitely, I learned also that things don't always happen overnight. So meaning like it didn't happen overnight. I didn't get there overnight either. So I have to always give myself grace. I have to be patient with my healing and trying to, continue on a journey, and just instead of saying, okay, I'm inconsistent and I dabble, I just have to remember, okay, just if you didn't do it today, do it. Make sure you do it tomorrow, and just be a little kinder, be a little gentler. Don't put so much pressure on yourself, So it's a work in progress, but I am working on it every day.
Sister, I hear the consistency and the grace, and my sister myself. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, thank you.
I love that. I love that. I love that. It just so often, it's exactly as you said, Gina, just giving ourselves that grace, that ease, that forgiveness, that even when we fall off, we can get right back on, right? So that was beautiful, beautiful. Akinyofu, how are we doing on time?
All right, taking myself off mute. There's a few minutes left, like less than 2 minutes, a minute and a half. And you have, we have had people joining into the main space. They're actually in the breakout room. So I don't know what you're going to do in a minute and a half or less than that, but got it.
All good, all good. It's just a continuing conversation. Actually, I can actually go back to Gina. Just wanting to ask, what is one of the greatest purpose that you found for yourself going through that experience? What would you say?
Well, the purpose, it keeps evolving, but the greatest purpose, I don't really talk about it, so I'm gonna say it. Okay, Amealya. Okay, we don't have time. The purpose is to heal the trauma inflicted upon the world through the Middle Passage by reversing the Middle Passage over the waters.
Beautiful. And you said you don't often talk about it, but that is a significant, significant purpose. It's something that not just impacts you, right? It impacts the collective. So I actually look forward, Gina, to hearing more about it over time with you sharing that as well. So just know your purpose is something that just not just impacts you, but it's an impact on the whole world. Right? Because that was an experience, a catalyst that impacted and shifted the course of our world. So yeah,
yes,
that's
exactly.
Breakout room's closing now.
All right. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Candace, for working with me.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I know some people joined while we were in our breakout room, so you may only have a couple of minutes to actually share. And for the next few minutes, I'm going to invite some people to come on. You can raise your hand, or I will allow Camille Fu to allow Spirit to guide her in who to select to speak. But if you would like to share what your experience was in that breakout room.
Okay. And as you were speaking, Amelia, they were still landing. So if you could repeat the important parts and then this last question.
Sure. So welcome back, everyone. I'm going to invite you to either raise your hand, or Camille Fu will select someone to share what your experience was from that breakout room. You can either share about the catalyst that you personally shared, or something that aha moment that you had while you were in the breakout room. You could either raise your hand, or Camille Fu will call on you. And I see Dion. Dion has her hand raised.
Peace and blessings. I thought it was great. Good morning, everyone. I did join a little late, so I missed some of it, but I did think it was really awesome that it was three women in our breakout room, and each of us are collectively in fields based on the catalyst that we experienced. So I love seeing that similarity, and I really wanted to thank both of them. It was Mama Hattie and Ariane, that for sharing so openly and vulnerably about what each of their catalysts were. And I know Ariane was about to say something when we came back, but that was a beautiful thing for each of us. That was what I felt was a beautiful thing for each of us in that room.
Awesome.
I concur.
So I saw a question that just came up. Dion, before you go away, don't go away just yet, but I did see a question that came up about speaking individually, and everyone is welcome to share their own story or journey from the breakout room. But Dion, can you share what that catalyst was for you?
I mean, as long as they are comfortable. For me personally, okay, for me, when you were speaking, I originally thought my daughter. I do speak a lot about my daughter's passing 10 years ago. She was 15. But then when you also said a childbirth, I do realize that was a major catalyst. 28 years ago, my oldest child was born. And I was super, 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 super innocent, gullible, like bought the Brooklyn Bridge a few times and help everybody out, 3-card Monte, like everything. I would go for anything and everything. But at his birth, it was like, oh my God, I have to take care of a whole entire human. So I need to be more discerning to make sure I can protect him. So that was major for me. And in my daughter's death, something that she had called to challenge and had written a blog about herself, she really saw a contradiction with us as adults and people always telling children that you can do and be anything you want it to be, and you should pick something that makes you happy. And she was really upset that she didn't see adults doing that, that it was a conflict. So that felt to me like the best way to live the life I hadn't lived, and to step forward into being all that I wanted to be and who I saw myself as being prior to childbirth. So yeah, my degree was in accounting, and I was in financial services before she died, and I left, and I'm a yoga teacher, dance teacher, and a coach. And I'm really happy. So yeah, but I don't know that I would have made that transition had she not died.
So just expressing just so much love and light around your loss.
Thank you.
And also for the courage it takes to step into a new profession, a new way of being at the spark of your daughter. That is beautiful. And so thank you, because we are all benefiting from your beautiful connection to your inner light. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, I see Jacqueline next, and then Teresa.
Oh, Teresa had a hand up first.
Okay, Teresa first and then Jacqueline.
This is Teresa. I actually was asleep when I got in there, and I heard them call like, "Okay, Teresa, better get up." And so, I did get a chance to speak on, and all of us had like a spiritual. It was myself, Shawnee, and Miss Denise, and all of us had like a spiritual transition from leaving, like being in one spiritual place and then leaving, and so that was amazing that all of us had the same similar thing. And one of the things that I discussed was being in church and then living with a man, and the ridicule that I went through. And but it was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I was a very judgmental person. And so it caused me, to stop being less judgmental than what I had been. I was saying, oh, I would never be, like I was judging, oh, if I would never live with a man. And I ended up living with a man for like almost 2 years. But it was a beautiful experience, and I learned so much as a woman that I never knew nothing about. And so it caused me, to chill. And the other thing that changed me was when I came to Woo, because I had been looking for answers about from childhood up until my adult about different things and trying to understand what was going on in my life. So I got a lot of answers from the different facilitators that came in that, taught me that, who I was, was okay. And it helped me understand my family dynamic and everything. So that was the other thing that, changed my life.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Teresa. With the woo and the experience of living with someone, what would you say that you found, those two big catalysts, what would you say that you found about yourself as far as moving into either your inner light or moving more into your greater purpose?
Well, one of the things is that I was really bound by a lot of rules and regulations that I really did not need to have in my life. And especially with Woo, it just changed me to like just see things in a different light, and give myself a lot of grace that I hadn't given myself. Stop beating up myself, stop judging myself, like really walking into my beauty of who I was, as a person. Because I didn't really, for years, I didn't really think that I was beautiful. So now when people say you're beautiful, I say, yes, I am. And I'm not saying it in a prideful way. I'm saying it, yes, I am, because I believe in myself now. And maybe I should. I just be excited to say, yes, I am beautiful.
Yes, you are beautiful, Teresa. And can I just say, it's been an honor watching your evolution over our last 378 days. And I don't know at what point you came in, but watching you just take the tools, share them, and apply it to your life. Especially from the moment I joined Wake Up and heard your voice, you've been talking about, I'm gonna have a bikini party for my birthday. And you have a bikini party for your birthday. So not only were you using the tools, but you were identifying a purpose, a connection by just stating that and then following through with it. And for me, the whole experience of it wasn't the birthday party or wearing the bikini. It was more about you stepping into, I love myself as who I am. And that was something that has been such a source of inspiration, just watching your journey through that. So I just want to thank you for showing us that when you use that tools, what it allows you to do is to love and connect to yourself in a deeper way. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, my sweet. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Awesome.
Y'all.
Okay, Miss Jacqueline.
Hi, you guys love butchering my name. It's Jacqueline.
like Jacqueline.
That Jacqueline. Good morning. It was so funny because Kenyofu, in her infinite wisdom, put the three of us together, Terry, me, and Z. We're all of a certain age. We're all 59 to 61, I believe. And we all talked about menopause being one of those biggest catalysts and change and stuff like that, even though we've had other experiences when we were younger. But the takeaway for me was the gratitude that Woo allowed us to express and to bring to the table, because that opened us up. Z talked about being closed off and going down deep and not being able to come back from certain things. And we all knew, we all understood that feeling of being in, drowning basically, and needing a life jacket or a life preserver. And Wu became that for the three of us. And so, we're finding out new things about ourselves and learning tools to help us to get over the humps in life, because we did also talk about the peaks and the valleys, because we're all near 60. And so we've lived quite a bit of life already. And so that was one of the things. It was just amazing that the three of us were in there together with that. And it just reminded me of, where I was before this pandemic and before the Wu Nation. I was not on a solid foundation. I really wasn't. I had that foundation probably from the time I was young. My mother gave it to me somewhat, but I was kind of drifting through life and just, going through the motions. And so it was great to be able to be more introspective and to really look at my life and why I made the choices I did and where I am right now, and being able to love on all of that and to get the lessons out of it and to move forward. So I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate Kenyofu putting the three of us together, because that just brought a smile to my face. And thank you. I'm complete.
Thank you, Jacqueline. And please continue to correct us, because I'm all about pronouncing names correctly. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your share. Wu has been such an amazing catalyst. I want to say that the catalyst came in many forms, and Wu was a result of that catalyst. But the fact that this experience of Wu exists, it has created such an impact on so many people, created so many shifts in other people's lives. So thank you for being here, for sharing your voice, for sharing your story. It's just been an amazing, amazing journey. Now I'm going to move us into the next portion of our session today. And it's more about exploring, once you've had that catalyst and once you're moving through that change, that motivation, that why, that continues to push and pull you forward. When I lost my dad, initially, I wasn't thinking of moving through that tragedy. And initially, it was depression, it was grief, it was all of those things that happen when a major shift in your life occurs. My dad wasn't just my dad. He was the light and a central figure within our family dynamic. I'm the oldest of 7. He is one of 8 siblings. And even though he fell in the middle of that 8 siblings, he was actually one of the greatest leader within his sibling line. His mother, my grandmother, she passed away about 2 years before my dad did. And my grandmother was another central figure within our family. When those 2 figures, my dad and my grandmother, when they transitioned, our family, not just we lost people that we loved, but we kind of lost the glue that was keeping our family and allowing the light to be expressed. As I moved through, and as I got to the other side of it, and I started to really learn more about myself, what came up for me was the continued motivation to continue to move forward. While I'm sharing this, Kenyofu, you can go ahead and prepare our second breakout room experience, because we're going to move right in. And it's going to be, again, those same 3 people, and it's going to be for 10 minutes this time. So same 3 people if possible, and for 10 minutes. I'm going to share with you an image of my why. And when we think of our why, our motivation, our why and our motivation is going to be that thing that allows us to push through no matter what that experience is, no matter what that catalyst is, whether it's grief, whether it's inspiration, whether it's excitement, whether you're going for a new job. Your why is your motivation to continue to move forward. Over here on the bottom left is my dad. When he passed away, I was 27, going on 28. But in my 27, 28 experience, he was just such a light, such a light, such a central figure, such my motivation for the things that I wanted to succeed in life. The year that he went missing, over to the right bottom corner is my two nephews. The oldest one, my sister-in-law was pregnant at the time when my dad transitioned. And my dad was so looking forward to welcoming in his first grandchild. And so to see my nephew, I just spent this past weekend with them, and just the amazing person that he is, how he shines in the world, reminded me of what the legacy that my dad created with his kids, with my siblings. My family, inner peace, that little girl at the top, that's a picture of me, one of the few pictures that I have of me as a younger self. But my motivation is my family, is the legacy that my dad created, is me showing up in the world. I'm the oldest of 7, so my siblings look to me for guidance. So it's being that light that my dad was, allowing that to express through me, allowing that to be expressed for my siblings, and then being able to share it with the world. What the loss of my dad did for me was push me into that inner journey. So now I'm a meditation coach, and I share mindfulness and meditation with others. So again, our catalyst can move us into our greatest version of ourselves, but the motivation, the why that allows you to keep pushing through the grief, keep pushing through the questions, the self-doubt, the challenges, or all the other things that may come your way. Even being successful comes with its own challenges, right? So your why is your motivation to continue to move through. So as we go into our breakout rooms now, I'm going to invite you to, one, share with your partners in the group your motivation, your why, for why you continue to push through and continue to motivate yourself going forward. I'm going to stop share.
And Amelia, it is 7:52, will be upon 7:55. In a few minutes, I've already received a few messages that people are not going to be participating because they need to step away. So
Sure.
this will be a great time to do your
thank you. Yes, thank you everyone who has joined today. You can continue to come back later and finish watching the session, but thank you for your presence. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your share, and thank you for using your voice. My contact information will be in the chat if you need to reach out. We can explore more about your why and your motivation that continues to move you forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so as people are leaving, the rooms are going to reconfigure automatically. So I actually would like, if Cheryl wanted to read some Facebook comments, I think this will be a great time for her to do that while the rooms settle.
Perfect.
So there were quite a few comments, and Kaisha shared that she's 41 years old, and the catalyst that she experienced was a divorce process that spanned from January 2020 to June 2021. And during that time, she became a single parent. And she said, I'm still working on becoming a better version of myself. I became a stronger version as a single woman and parent. I have strong support group of friends, and the Woo community had helped me pull up from the darkest moments to show me there will always be sunshine after a storm. No one person in my life will allow me to fail. And then she said, we're taking all of the tools we learned in Woo and applying them to our lives.
Thank you, Cheryl. Any other shares you'd like to share?
Jem McBean L says, that recently Be the Tree transformed her to be a better version of herself. And that 33 years ago, she did a phenomenal 7-day spiritual journey that took her deep into herself. Yep.
I love that.
That's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Cheryl.
Okay, so I have the rooms, 3 in the room. One room has 4 people, and some of the rooms don't have, some of the rooms have same people, some of the rooms don't.
All good. It's all good.
All right, and I am setting it for 10 minutes. Is that right?
Perfect.
Okay, enjoy all. And Amelia, I have you and Gina and Candace.
Yay! Gina, let's start with you this time. What would you say? Oh, thank you. I love, love, love the outfit.
Thank you.
What would you say is one of your motivation or one of your greatest why for Move Through? You kind of alluded to it in your first share, but what would you say is your greatest motivation or your greatest why?
I don't know. I have a lot of reasons. What I guess the greatest one that started me on this path would be my children, because I have 2 daughters, so they're both women. And when they were girls, it was a matter of, wow, how I live is like sort of a blueprint they could choose to follow or not, but it does show them something, it shows them something about what a woman's life is, or what a woman's life, is not. It took me a while to figure that out, but I guess that's the why. That was the reason why. Like, I didn't want them to just kind of follow along and just keep making the same steps and thinking, well, that's just how it is when you're a woman, yeah, I guess that would be my why. Like, I won't say trying to set a good example for them, because whatever, but I would say just trying to, not just knowing that, like, I watched my mother, I watched her every move, so obviously they're going to be watching me, and so the things that were, like, I just wasn't plugged into myself. So I would just, accept a lot of stuff. But then when I started to think about it, like, through their eyes, that's when I kind of realized, okay, you can't just go through the motions in life, because just like Dion said, like, I always tell still, they're adults, but I would still say, no, why don't you just follow your heart? Why don't you find something that you love to do and do that? Whereas I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. And they watched and they know. And like, one thing they did know for sure is they would never do what I do for a living. Like, that was something they watched me and learned. So that's, that also kind of really solidified, like, yeah, they're watching, they're watching you. And I can't say if I don't do it, then they won't either, because it's their journey and it's their path, but it's just, I just wanted them to be able to look back at it with some sort of pride and say, my mother lived her life with dignity, and I will too,
I love that. You highlighted something so significant in our culture, in our life experience. I would often say to my mom, you can't tell me how you want me to be guided without following it yourself, right? Because it doesn't stick. If you're saying one thing, but then I see your actions are different, then it's misalignment. So it's, how do you know what to follow, what you say or what you do? So what you're highlighting is, if I am gonna tell my children to do this. I'm going to show them by just being it, by just doing it. And I loved the living life with dignity aspect. As you're moving through life, you're expressing your values, you're expressing your truth, and your kids are definitely absorbing that, observing that, modeling that as well. So you are in your own journey of life working to set that example so that they have this model that they can choose to follow or not, because as you said, it's still their own journey, but at least by setting the foundation, you're giving them a foundation with which that they can follow, and then kind of, shift and guide from that. So I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Gina.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, Louise, how about you? What would you say is your motivation or your why?
Okay, before I say that, I love your earrings. You always have on these dope earrings that I love. So I just had to put that out there first. For me, I just this is the longest time that I've gone without being depressed, because I've shifted in and out of depression, I would say, over the last 9 years. And when I discovered Wake Up Everybody in March, and I always shout her out, and I will continue to shout her out. So I'm so happy that Kinyofu had sent me the Facebook link about Wake Up Everybody. And I said, oh, these workshops look interesting. And I started about the second day, and it absolutely changed my life. And I'm thankful that I had the courage and the strength to go within and excavate. And for me, having COVID back in March, if I had not had the tools for the year, I would have gone back into depression, and since I had about 3 months of fatigue, and since the fatigue ended, I've had a renewed zest for life. And I'm determined to be the best person that I could be. And I'm determined to be me, however I am. I'm going to feed my inner child. I'm going to act silly. I'm going to jump double dutch. I joined the 40 plus double dutch group. I'm going to continue to learn how to skate. Well, you already know I started learning, and I got to connect with Gina because she's supposed to be my partner with that. But for me, at this point in my life, no more body image issues. I'm going to continue to be me. I'm outgoing. I love life. I like to connect with people that have a higher vibration. And I'm not just going to be stuck thinking that I don't deserve joy. I deserve joy. I deserve to love me, all of me. And it doesn't matter who doesn't like me. They don't matter. That doesn't matter. It's what matters is about how I feel about me. And that's my motivation, to just continue to be authentically me and to let all of me shine, So
exactly.
That continues to be my motivation. And I'm in the Caribbean now, and I'm still loving to be able to connect with Wake Up Everybody and to just to receive the positive high vibrational energy. And thank you so much for this today, Epic Amelia.
Thank you.
I'm complete. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. And you are moving and expressing your inner light in only the way that you can. And as you said, it's just about you and your journey, right? What I love the statement, what others think about me does not matter, because it's just really what I think about myself and how I'm showing up and how I'm expressing in that way. So as long as you're being your true authentic self, that's who you're designed to be. All right, thank you. How about Sister Candace? What is your motivation? What is your why? And then I think we'll be out of breakout room by the time you're done, Candace, but I would love to hear from Mama Amal after you share, Candace.
Not a problem, thank you. The why for me is to increase joy in my own life. I'm 51, and so I feel as if I've crossed over to that mark where, if not now, then when? And I've lost the joy in my life. So it's to rekindle joy in my life, continue to spread love. I've done that. That's the way I am in my being, in service of the children that I work with. but to increase joy. And of course, I say it selfishly, but not just for myself, but for my community as well. So I would say that is my why.
Yes, that is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful why. And thank you for continuing to express that. Thank you for continuing to express that. Thank you, Sister Candace. Okay, Mama Amal, how about you? What is your motivation, your why?
So number one, my mother was my motivation. My goodness, my mother, regardless of anything that came up, any barrier she faced, she overcame that bad boy and kept on moving and followed her dream. So she was my motivation, my why. As I aged and started understanding and seeking through Landmark, through Circles of Light, through Woo, and any other venue that I find myself engaged in, I'm finding that life is fabulous, honey. Life is fabulous. All I do when I get to the next barrier is roll up my sleeve and say, all right, bring it on, because I know I'm going to overcome. And that feeling, I want everybody to have it. So I have stepped into wanting to be an example as well as a teacher and practitioner in that area, in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual teachings and the tools that I was precious enough to have sought and gotten. So that's my motivation. I want everybody to have what I have, the joy that I have. Seeing life as just a challenge rather than a hell, rather than being in hell. So I am complete.
I love it, Mother Amal. You know, as you were speaking, what was coming up for me, we shall overcome.
That's right. That's right. We will. We shall.
Now, my singing voice is not going to win me any awards, but that was what was coming up for me is when you align with your why, your inner light, your purpose, it's that driving force that allows you to overcome no matter what challenges may come up. That why, that purpose, that motivation allows you, it pushes you, it pulls you through those experiences. It pulls you through depression. It pulls you through anxiety. It pulls you through the fear and allow you to step into more of that greatest version of yourself. And that greatest version of yourself is who you came here to be, not just for you, but for everyone around you. As Mama Amal just said, just her expressing her light in her own way is shining that light on everyone that comes in contact with her. So thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing that. Thank you, Mama Amal.
Thank you.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome, welcome back. I would love to hear from some of you on your why, your motivation that moves you through. We can take some raised hand, or I will allow the lovely Kim Yo-Fu to self-select someone.
I'm going to share on what Cheryl dropped in from Facebook. So Jem McBean says, at age 67, I'm so loving my life now. I'm content and happy. Jacqueline says, I like that. I believe in that spirit touch. And so I don't see any hands raised. I would like to hear from Afria if you are available. And if not Afria, how about Anjali?
Peace and grand rising. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. I'm grateful for this conversation. It's beautiful. So my why is, well, I'll go back into sharing my catalyst, because that helps to communicate my why. I shall say, though, that my purpose is to facilitate a harmonious and prosperous world for melanated beings. And my why is, I'm reminded of my why every single day, in every single moment, in every way, because I see how we as melanated beings on this planet are disenfranchised every single day in every way. And I'm reminded of my why all the time, from being in these spaces, and just, looking at the news, and, being with my husband and my family. I'm just reminded of the help, the love and support that we need with our health, and the love and support that we need with facilitating greater wealth and prosperity amongst our communities. And every single day I have a reminder of that in some way. And that's my why, for, being in the spaces of a healer and holding space as a healer, and also holding space as a business consultant and strategist, and helping us to work together more collaboratively, in supporting one another's health and supporting one another's wealth. So that's my why. I'm complete.
I love that. Thank you so much, Angelique. Can you repeat one thing for me? When you said my purpose, you read off, or you stated a statement. Can you just repeat that statement?
Sure. My purpose is to facilitate a harmonious and prosperous world for melanated beings.
Love it. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Okay, Zakia, I see you have your hand raised.
I think I'll try and come on camera too. I have no idea what I look like, but here we go.
Hi.
Thank you for this session. Thank you for this opening. Thank you, Kenyofu, for your intuitive connection. You put three people together who really needed to be together. We had so much in common, and we were able to, all of us could understand what each one was going through, because we'd all been through something similar, and that was so powerful. So my why is that, and I said it in the room, my grandmother gave me my why when I was, from the time I was little, from the time I could understand anything. She told me my birth story. And so my why is that I'm here for a reason. And I know I haven't accomplished it yet. I gotta stay around, and I gotta keep growing till I do what I'm here to do. And that's basically it. And I know what I'm here to do. I'm here to create a better world, not by myself, but I'm an integral part of creating a better world for all of us. Because what we're living in now is not so cool. So, yeah.
Thank you, Z. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what I heard in your share, that desire to create a better world, right? That desire to create a better world is bringing your best self forward. Every single one of you on this platform are here because you are working on releasing the things within you that helps you to step into that inner light that is going to help to create that better world. So thank you, Z, for being here. Thank you for being part of this journey, and thank you for sharing. I love it. Kenyofu, would you like to read? Thank you. Would you like to read some of the comments in the chat?
Sure. So Teresa says, the loving spirit of God and the universe is in this place so deeply. Ancestors are here to push and assist us into our destiny. And there's quite a few compliments to Z about her looking illuminated, flowing beautiful. Glad to see her laughing, so that's sweet. Sweetness says, as we breathe for each other, breathe with each other. I'm amazed how we are all directly connected with the other. And okay, Z is the world charger. Yes, you are, says Teresa. And Wendy says, the catalyst for me to keep going is a strong desire to be a positive example for my two sons. More recently, the experience of COVID propelled me to take bold moves to free myself from a toxic relationship. Be the Tree gave me the tools to keep pushing at age 68 and to continue reinventing myself, to love myself and not look on the outside for the love I need. Sweetness says, may we use the light we have gotten from Wu to shine on the darkness of despair. Ariane says, this conversation has been amazing. Candace says, Ubuntu, there's no me without you. And that's it. There was something in the way back deep. I don't know if you want to address those comments, but there was something that I could go back. Okay.
Sure. And Facebook, please feel free to chime in as well. We love hearing your voice and we thank you for being here with us as well. And at any time that you would like to jump in the Zoom, the link should be available to you in the chat as well.
So I think what I might have seen was what Cheryl dropped in, and I think she shared that. Cheryl, did you share from Jem McBean?
Jem had one last share. First, she said, I learned to accept the ebb and flow of life and that the only way out of an experience is to go through it because they come to pass. And then the last one she shared was at age 67, I'm so loving my life now. I'm content and happy.
Love it. Thank you, Coach Cheryl, and thank you, Kim Yo-Fu. So transitioning into the next, in our session, we have 14 minutes left, so we're gonna get ready to transition into that last piece. And a lot of you kind of touched on it, right? Once you've had that catalyst, once you've identified that why, as you're moving towards that inner light, that greater purpose, which I just want to highlight, it's an ongoing journey. You don't just suddenly say, oh, I know my inner light and I'm doing it right now. It's a constant journey that you will be on as you're in this life experience. So one of the ways I want to invite us to share, what are some of the ways that you keep that motivation, that why present for you? I heard a few of you mention it, being part of a Be the Tree community, being part of Wu, where you have the support of community, where you have people who are constantly motivating you and inspiring you and encouraging you, like Z and Teresa and everyone in this community are so supportive of each other. So what are those tools, or what are those things that helps you keep that why, that motivation at the forefront? For me, it's a vision board. I gave you a snapshot of a vision board that I use. And it's, again, that reminder of my dad, my nephews, my family that continues to motivate me. So what are some of those things? And you can come off mute and share, or you can put it in the chat. And I'll invite either Coach Cheryl or Kim Yo-Fu to share it.
Okay, while people are thinking about that and typing it, there is some comments from the last 2 minutes, and from Sweetness. She says transformation to each season minus a line of demarcation. Louise says, one of my whys is also that I have to remember that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Z says, absolutely, Amelia, ongoing process. We are all works in progress. And Hattie says, sisters, okay, she's leaving. Oh. It was a pleasure, yes. Thank you for joining us, Hattie. Jacqueline says, I'm in dire need of that support and that community. Being isolated in this suburban town has not been good for me. And Candace says, I'm off to work. Okay. So
I see Sweetness has her hand raised.
Okay, I didn't even see that, but I was going to bring her in anyway based on her comments throughout. Sweetness.
Grand rising, peace and blessings to the family. I just wanted to share what I shared in the breakout room, was that there are times when I get sad, very sad, and then giving up, the thought of giving up, whatever that looks like, use your imagination. However, I've said out of my mouth before, and I've written down on paper that giving up is not an option, and that I know no defeat, only victory. So those are things that push me to just go on another hour, go on another day, to hold on to some hope. So there's some things that I've said before that are inside of me that I can't get away from, that I hold on to when the despair comes. That's what I wanted to share with the family this morning. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Yes, thank you for sharing, Sweetness. You know, I heard the hope within your share, the holding on to hope to continue as you continue to move forward. It's such a beautiful, I want to say value that is present for us is the value of hope. And as we move through all the different challenges that comes up in life and be around and be surrounded by our community, it's one of those things that allows us to move through. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Any other
Also, yeah, also let me say that I wanted to leave a legacy to my children. The money, usually it's money, right? When someone passes away, they have money that they leave. That might not be my what I leave. However, I did make a decision that I want to leave. I have two sons, they're grown, 44 and 35. And the legacy that I want to leave them is that one of perseverance, hope, and compassion. Those things that I found on my journey that have much more value than a very large bank account or a substantial relationship with Chase, is that, you know, to leave them with, when they're gonna reflect on their mom, that it would be one of, yeah, she didn't give up. She, you know, she tried and she had hope and she had faith. So that also is something that helps me push forward when giving up tends to want to creep in. I'm complete.
Thank you. The material things will always come and go, but those values that you live by and you desire to implant within your child and your community too, because not only your kids absorb those values from you, but your communities that you surround yourself with, that perseverance, that hope, that compassion. Those are values that can't be bought with any amount of money in the world. So living that and expressing that and passing that on, those things will carry on a lot longer than any material things will. So thank you for that reminder as well. All right, everyone, if there's no, I know that there's a couple. Oh,
yes, before you go, yes, I do see Amal's note in the chat, so I'll read that. And I also would like to, if we have time, to hear from Wendy.
Sure.
Okay, so Amal says, my sisters, we talk always uplifting each other and always looking for ways to share. We do rites of passages, goddess circles, and book reviews of relevant spiritual or uplifting material. We are elders with a wise and open heart. Louise says, that's deep sweetness. Thanks for sharing. And Cheryl says, beautiful sweetness. Jacqueline says, yes, I love giving up is not an option. Hope is my middle name, and I have had to cling to that time and time again. I'm encouraged by this community. It's something that I haven't had since my college years. I grew up in close communities, and I remember that feeling of belonging and being embraced and accepted. And it carries me through in situations where that is not there for me. Thank you, Shawnee, for this community that brings that feeling of acceptance and belonging. And Sweetness says, I am deep. Okay, Adam has been exercising. Teresa says, I can't do this journey by myself and I want help. I want to do some things in life that I never imagined to be possible. My grands and the world experience me healed and prosperous in all areas of my life. Terry says, Sweetness, fabulous gifts to leave your sons. Okay, Zakia is giving Sweetness kudos. Wendy says, my sister, myself, to Sweetness, that's exactly what motivates me and my two sons are 33 and 37. Darlene, and there's more comments in here than I thought. They're popping in.
Why don't you read the last one from Darlene?
Okay. My father passed away at 100. When anyone in the community speaks of him, they always talk about his kindness and his giving nature. I have received grace in some situations because of this.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Kenyofu, and thank you everyone for all the shares, You, again, have highlighted those values, the things that motivate us, but really the values that are present within us and the values that our ancestors have passed on that continues to motivate us and that we want to leave on to that next generation. So as we close out this amazing conversation with the amazing shares and the gifting of yourself, I want to just close us out with a mindful moment. So wherever you are, if you're able to, to come still for a moment, bring your eyelids to a close and let's just take 3 deep breaths together and then we're going to close out with some grounding affirmations. So let's take that first deep breath in, breathing in that beautiful fresh air and exhaling out all we need to let go of. On that second deep breath in, bring to mind something that you're absolutely, absolutely grateful for. Hold that image in mind and breathe out. And on our third breath in, I want you to feel that smile, that inner light that exists within you, radiating through you. So take that deep breath in, connect with that inner light, and breathe out. And while you're in this space, I want you to repeat to yourself, I allow my inner light to shine through. Again, I allow my inner light to shine through. I am standing in my purpose with grace and ease. I am standing in my purpose with grace and ease. Now take another deep breath in. Feel that smile radiating within you and breathe out. Thank you, thank you, thank you everyone for this amazing conversation. And you can go ahead and move to that closing slide. Our special offer for this session. We've had amazing conversation of exploring our why, and 2 lucky winners will get an opportunity to explore even deeper your why and stepping into that purpose. We have selected 2 numbers. So Kinyofu, can you let us know who our winner is? And those winners will have until August 9th, so 2 weeks, to connect with me and get that offer. And I want to just say thank you for the last person who won that connected and we had an amazing session. So I'm excited to see who our winners are going to be today.
All right. Yeah, so I took the count a couple of minutes ago and I came up with Ariane and Shauna.
Ariane and Shauna.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Okay, that was 1 yay. Do we have 2?
gladly accept, but I would give mine to someone else because I always get my counseling sessions since this is my BFF.
Congratulations,
So I would like,
BFF.
thank you, but I would definitely like to give it to someone else in the community so that they can have it.
Can you choose somebody, Shauna?
Yes. Who's the last person that came in?
Oh boy. I do not recall that. That's a really good.
Adam was asking.
Who's the last number?
Oh, someone said Noel. Well, I don't want to choose, but Noel says, "Ooh, me." So I don't know if that she was asking for the offer.
Noel. Noel.
I accept. Yay, yay, yay. I accept. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I just called your name to ask you if you were interested, and I guess that you are.
I accept. I am. I am.
Okay.
Yes.
So that says something for speaking up. So if there's something you want out there, people, speak up, like say something, because it could have been anyone, but Nicole broke the pattern and she said something and somebody heard her. So that's amazing. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ariane and Noel. I look forward to speaking with
Noel.
you. And we will, next slide, I believe, has my contact information.
Before you go there, Noel, can you drop your email or telephone number in this chat to me?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much. All right, moving on. Go ahead, Amelia.
Awesomeness. So finding me is really easy. On Facebook, I'm Amealya Blake. On Instagram, I'm at Amelia_Blake. And my email address is amealiablake@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out and connect. I love, love, love my Woo community. Moving on to our next slide. Ooh, as we know, love offerings and donation. Here are money stands for my own natural energy yield, and just a little spiritual note that whatever you give out always comes back to you 10 times multiplied. So it's an excellent, excellent form just to have the practice of giving out. You can, and whether that's money or energy, it all comes back to you. You can send your love offerings to Zelle or QuickPay at soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com. Cash App, Spirit of a Woman. And the code is number 378AB. We are at day 378, and I am AB. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kinyofu.
Sure, thank you.
And coming up, we have the beautiful Angela Doyne, who we heard her lovely voice earlier. She will be giving a session on investing in your health and wealth, part 2, mindful business partnerships. We are excited to have this conversation with Angela tomorrow. And on Thursday, July 29th, we have the one and only Mika Joseph sharing on Truth Tea, why do we choose the wound over wisdom? It's a good question. And I pass it on to you, Kinyofu.
Yes, thank you so much, Amelia. Okay, so there's apparently going to be a turn-up day this month. That's this Friday, July 30th. Not day, but a 2-hour morning event. And DJ Sienna is going to be spinning. We're going to be here on a Friday, not sitting and listening and taking notes and asking questions, but dancing. So bring your dancing shoes and register at bit.ly/wake up movement to attend. And if you don't have already, get your Woo swag at bit.ly/Woo swag. Come prepared. If you are new in the space, we'll love, love, love to hear from you. So drop it in the chat right now that you're new, and the Woo community will welcome you as they best well can. And I'll ask if you are here for the first time, whether it's here in Zoom or here in Facebook, that you come back and that you also come back with somebody. Our schedule is Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. These are our long days like today, 7 to 8:30. And Monday and Wednesday from 7 to 7:30 are our short days. We're Zooming live and we're streaming on Facebook. You can get alerts on your phone if you text Woo Nation to the number 74121. So you will go to your phone, type in 74121 in the 2 space, and in the comment, type in Woo Nation, press send, and you will receive messages every morning letting you know Woo is happening. And thank you, and an invitation for you to stay in touch. We want you to register if you haven't. If someone gave you the link and you're here, if you register, you will get the email directly to your inbox, and you will have the link, and you also have information about the speakers that's presenting and what they'll be speaking about for the week. Every week is a new registration process. So go to bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. And Facebook, we have a Facebook group and we have a Facebook page. This link here will get you into the Facebook group, which is a private group, bit.ly/Woo Community. Our broadcasts take you to the page, which is a public page. If you want to come inside the group, bit.ly/Woo Community, even if you already registered, this will take you in it without having to join it again. Instagram is at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and YouTube is bit.ly/Woo on YouTube, the uppercase Y. And if you have a question or comment, you can email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. So we are complete. Screen share this if you need to. And I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to take everybody off of mute, and we're all going to give Amealya our best and welcome.
Thank you, Amealya.
Thank you, Amealya.
Thank you,
Thank you
Amealya.
very much.
Amealya.
That was
Thank
wonderful.
you so much,
Thank you.
Amealya.
Thank
You.
you.
I really appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks to like our session. I'm excited.
My
You're
catalyst.
the best. Thank you
birth
for
of my
being
child, and I'm
here.
really
Family
looking
girl.
forward to
Thank you again.
Thank you, Amealya. You are just so gracious. You are just so gracious. Thank you for this.
Support everybody.
Have a great day. Have a good day, everybody. Hi, Teresa.
Hi,
Hi, girl.
Hi, guys.
Love you all. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Yes,
So
so much love
professional
for
and looking
us
so
today.
beautiful so early in the morning from head to toe. Sharp.
Awesome.
Easy to look at. Thank you.
Awesome.
Have a great day, everyone.
My heart.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just believe we're overcomers, overcomers, overcomers.
We
Yes,
shall
ma'am.
overcome. I told you my singing voice is not going to win any awards.
And our light's gonna shine.
Love you guys.
Love you.